Hey, welcome. This is the first attempt at actually playing through Standard Combat Series North Africa Multi-Man Publishing. Finished the rules review in my previous video, so we're going to try the first scenario here, Operation Brevity. It's only one turn, well, but there's activations in this game, so there could be one or more activations. And if you look, here's the setup. I did place some units as required here. These were placed within one of here, so I kind of split this group up like this. Put the British supply units here. I just didn't want to put them here because they'd overstack. Well, because it just looked complex. For the Germans, they had an extra 0312 here. I placed it here in Solemn. And I put the 15th Panzer here, and I put their supply units here. Bardia, because it just seems perfectly located and protected. So if you read the victory conditions, if it's pretty straightforward here, if any side controls this hex, Solemn, and Fort Capuzzo, that's right here. So controlling these 4 hexes at the end of the game, after everybody's burned through all their supply units, I guess, and they have no more activations, then you win. If neither side has all 4, then it's a draw, which is what happened in real life. A little historical reading. Basically, this is a limited British counterattack, attempting to capture these locations here to set up, I believe, for Operation Battle Axe later on. So the British initially, I think, were able to capture these, but then the Germans counterattacked, and you do see 15th Panzer lurking back here, strong units of 15th Panzer. So we'll play that through. Commonwealth has the initiative, only one turn. No capture awards, 3 airstrikes total for the Commonwealth, 2 airstrikes for the Axis, no rebuilds, no reinforcements. Play begins with the activation phase and supply if we have to trace it. Now, the interesting thing for the Commonwealth or the Brits is they have some units all the way back here, the Aussies. And they can actually, this is a primary road, 1/3 MP. They can actually fly down this road, if I'm doing the rules right, and end up right here at least, and be part of this attack. So, just analyzing this, well, first off, don't really feel like attacking a 16 defense. Now a 5 and a 6, possibly, if I get lucky with the if the Brits get lucky with the airstrikes. Looking at the terrain effects, just doing some analysis here. This is an escarpment. Movement prohibited. The hex side, and I guess you can move, using a road, but in general you can't move, and attackers are 1/3. So this is not a good hex to attack this hex. Now it is a good hex to attack Fort Capuzzo. So therefore, however we do this, the attack here will come from this hex, and the attack here will come from this hex. That's what it looks like. And they're probably going to do an airstrike, which means a full activation, 2 airstrikes on these 2, which does half defense also, using normal rounding. So quick analysis, that looks like what we're going to do here. So we have a choice now. So the Brits choose first. We're at the activation phase. We're not doing anything beyond that. So 2 supply units we can move, overrun, and air and barrages. And airstrikes, I think you're allowed 2 on a full activation. Attack, exploit, overrun, activated friendly DG removal. Now, I think the first thing you have to do, though, is place the leader units. So, actually, I'm going to place this guy here. And he will join the attack here, and Campbell will join the attack here. Okay, I think I did that right. So leaders, yeah, they are placed at the beginning of the movement phase. And let's go ahead and just prove that here. Leaders have no move allowed, do not move. Instead, all of the player leaders can instantly be placed onto any stacks containing any friendly combat units at the very beginning of each friendly, full, or limited activation or admin movement. Once leader is placed, it must accompany one unit of that hex. All movement explained. Okay, so, and if they're using in combat, you roll on the leader loss table. So it looks like I'll use God. I don't know how historical this is to support this attack. It gives you a shift, and I'll use Campbell to support this one. Now, another observation I had is 7 RTR, if it's properly marked, but it is not exploit capable. It doesn't have the yellow. That's the Royal Tank Regiment. That's what RTR stands for. And yet the second RTR is, and doing a little research, even this one that's motorized. And that looks like armored cars, the 11 Hussars. I know the second RTR had, I believe, Crusader tanks. And I'm guessing that the other one here had Matildas. And therefore Matildas are not exploit capable. They were mainly infantry tanks. I guess that's what happened here. So what we're going to do, now these supply units start here. Now I'm also pretty sure that I can move the supply units this turn because I'm going to burn them. These two are the burned ones. Okay, I'll just leave them there and I'll move them later. But actually what I'm going to do first is the airstrikes, because that will determine how much strength I need. So I've got airstrikes on both these. And I believe airstrike rules say you got to roll 2 airstrikes to be used in an activation. The Axis can use them during the exploit phase. Target hex must be no more than 5 hexes from a friendly unit. I did want to airstrike these units to slow them down, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're too far away. So I can airstrike these because they are within 5. And then to resolve them, I think they say it's the same here. The modified die roll is less than or equal to, so 4 or less. The only DRM is a fort or fort marker plus 1 to the dice roll. Turns it into 50-50. But I've got a better than half chance to disorganize these, and half, from my point of view, the big thing from the British is to half their defensive factor here. I'm going to roll a 1d6. I'm going to roll first on ART, however you pronounce it. Their motorized infantry battalion, 1d6, survey says. Fail. And that's too bad. Let's roll for the anti-tank units, it appears. Okay, that's a success. And then if you read the rules further, if successful, make another roll against the stack, not the unit. On a 5 or a 6, 1-step loss on the stack. So let's see if they pull that off. Nope. So all we get here is a DG marker. Okay, so these units are halved. So they're down to 6 down 3. So that's more doable. So it looks like they got to beef up this attack here. Okay. So that is the airstrikes here, and these are now expended. So the Brits only have 1 more airstrike left down here they can use in a later turn. You know, doing the math here, if they did a limited activation, 1 supply unit, that means all they got left is a limited activation, which means they can never use that airstrike. That's interesting. But I think a reaction movement, you don't have to. Yeah, reactive movement doesn't burn supply units, so they'll only be able to move in response to a full or limited. So understanding these activations back and forth is important. Okay, well, with that done, I think we move into the regular sequence of play that takes us to the movement phase. And actually, ironically, I think that puts us in, they don't actually map it out, but yeah, oh, this is it. It looks like it here. Movement, combat, exploit, disorganize, remove the expended supply units. So it is the movement phase. So I'm going to pause here while I figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, we're done. Unfortunately, I was wrong about these units. They're 10 to here, but then it costs +2 to enter a zone of control, and these units do have zone of control. Or do they? Hold on, let me check that. Okay, I'm learning this as I go. Only units with a printed attack strength of 1 or more have ZOCs. So these units do not have zone of control, so there's no +2, so the Aussies can make it. So I'm going to have to finagle this a little bit more here. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Learn the rules. Yeah, there's no way. These don't have ZOC, so I can drive right up to them. That's done. So that makes these units, starting from here, they're just going to drive right up the road and help with this attack, because this will be the tougher attack here. So I think that's it for movement. Yeah. So the Aussies come right up the primary road. They're going to attack the anti-tank. These, I believe, are anti-tank units. Motorized anti-tank. And then these guys are going to assist with RT. And if I hide the units, I'm looking, neither of those hexes, the dots don't really mean anything. So those are just clear hexes. If these units attack through the escarpment, they'd have their 1/3 to attack through the escarpment, but they're not. They're going to combine here. So let's go ahead and do combat here. So this hex has 4 and 4 is 8, 9, 10. 2. This is halved down to 3. That gives us a 3 to 1, but Gaunt is here. So that shifts it by 1 to 4 to 1. So then we pull up the CRT. Dang it, where did it go? CRT, here we go. And it's nice, 2d6. I don't think there's any die roll modifiers as far as I can tell. Open terrain has no effect on combat. So that's a nice attack, 4 to 1. Let's see what happens. 2? Seriously? Oh, I hate. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. I've always read about complaints about the Vassal die roller here, so I'm gonna go back to the die roller I use for my Traveler campaign. 3, getting better there. I think this is set in the stars. A1. Oh, I don't know how you get any worse than that. Let's see, can this unit be reduced? Yeah, that just loses 1 strength point. Wow. I mean, they could have retreated, but they got to hold high feet pass. All right, let's see if they have better luck here. 4 and 5 is 9. 9 and 7 is 16. To 5 is 3 to 1. 4 to 1. Let's see how bad. I'm going to use this die roller. Though I got the same result. 4 to 1. All right, an 8. That's a lot better. That's D1, R2. Retreat 2. And I've got exploit capable units too. So I think I'm going to flip him. And he has to retreat 2, and the rule is generally towards a supply source. So I'd be here and here. Now, let's see what we can do here. I think since I got these guys, they can... am I worried about them moving down here? No. And that DG marker stays. All right, so let me see. Well, I don't have a warm fuzzy about this, but this guy's going to go here. All right, what's my thinking here? Don't want the Germans to reinforce here, so that effectively prevents that. But I had to leave somebody behind here to prevent the Germans from, I don't know how far they can get here. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, does it cost anything to go up and down? +1, 5. +1, okay, 5. 6, 7, 8. Wow, they can come all the way around here, so we do have to keep these Zocs here. Wow, so this is, but this guy, he's doubled in a, well, he's in a wadi, which is, I'm looking at the terrain effects chart, gives a shift of small wadi, shift left 1. Still, he's, oh gosh, he's going to retreat through Zoc and he's going to die. Or I could put him back here, and then this guy, these guys could probably come. One, they got enough movement factors. They can just drive right in. Well, this guy can. He could go, or he could go for the overrun. Hate to sacrifice his unit, but that's what it looks like here. So that's it for the British turn, and some things I've learned here. Oh, they got to burn their supply units. Okay, these are gone. Don't have much left. Here we go. This is for burned units. So, yeah, friendly DG removal. So this can't be removed until the end of a German Axis limited or full activation, or the very end of the turn, but that would be the end of this scenario. So that was unfortunate. They were not able to take this, which forced them to do this, which means they're going to have the Germans attack them here, but that will give these guys one more turn to attack here. So yeah, this guy looks sacrificial to me. All right, so there's a lot going on here. So until you figure it out, the summary, yeah, the British took 2 of, they may have to occupy this hex just to make sure. They did move through it. Took 2 of the 3, but the Germans can counterattack, and they've got 3 supply units and 2 airstrikes. So, but this will delay them. So the question for the Germans is, what kind of do they do? Well, they're going to have to probably do a limited activation here. Let's close this. There it is. So a limited, you can attack. I think that's all they, and they want to get this. That way this will be removed. So I'm pretty sure the Germans are going to do limited, but that means they can't use their airstrikes. But this pretty much forces them, they need to clear this to get here. I don't think they'll get this far. The only way they'll get that far is if this one goes on a flanking attack. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And if he does that, 1, but then will he be within 5 hexes of a German supply unit that's expended? Or I think it's 10 hexes. And then he could maybe make an end run, but I doubt he can get both hexes. Okay. Anyway, so that is the end here. I can't believe this one turn's taken 20 minutes here. But just learning the game, so the Brits are somewhat on their way. And when we come back, it'll be the German turn, and they're at least going to be doing a limited activation. So, appreciate any comments. I'm getting the rules wrong or anything like that, because this is learning for me here. And then, of course, like and subscribe so you know when the next one comes. And thanks for listening. See you at the next one.